I'm going to share something with you that you probably wouldn't expect from me or my channel, and it's around health and well-being, but not something that I've spoken about before, and it is the Lalo Dot, which is a Swedish sexual health brand, and they are all about breaking the taboos and stigmas around female sexual pleasure. And I'm not gonna lie, at first, when this brand approached me, I had this nervousness of like, oh, I can't talk about that on my channel. Like, I've never spoken about sexual pleasure or anything like that before. And then I thought, actually, no, I love what this brand is trying to do, like actually normalizing sexual pleasure, especially around women and female desires. And so this is the Lalo Dot. I think they are so beautifully designed. They are the epitome of a luxury brand in sexual wellness. And I just think, we need a bit of luxury in that space. And so this is the Pinpoint Clitoral Stimulator. It is so soft and bendy, which means that you have complete control with this precision tip here over your orgasms. And the idea is that you can build your orgasms to the intensity that you want, and you can go again and again and again. So the idea is that you have endless orgasms with this little pretty Lalo Dot. Lalo have a dot personality test on their website. It's like a bit of a quiz, and if you take part, you have the chance of winning a gift. So I'm going to link that down below, and also I'm going to link this device because I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with this as well. It's crazy. I don't know why I was nervous to like talk about sexual pleasure, because it's as much around health and well-being as yoga is, meditation, fitness. Sexual well-being is so important, yet I feel like there's such a stigma and taboo around women in particular talking about it openly and freely, unless you're in like a really safe space. Like, I know that me and my girlfriends, we do feel like we have a safe space to talk about sexual pleasure and sexual desires, but when it comes to like me speaking to God knows how many people, it's suddenly like, oh no, I don't know if I feel comfortable. But like, why not? I think we should do it more. Maybe I'll talk about this more. So it is Monday morning. I had a beautiful weekend. It was very chilled. I went to the Cotswolds, to an amazing place called Fox Hill Manor. Oh my God, I think it's like my new favorite place. And so yeah, I feel really rejuvenated. Although I don't anymore. I was feeling really rejuvenated yesterday, like got home, like, oh, this is amazing. Just how lovely it is to take yourself out to the countryside and feel refreshed and energized. And then for whatever reason, I had a really bad night's sleep last night, like one of the worst. You know, when you're just lying there staring at the ceiling, waiting for the time to pass, and by the time my alarm went off, and I feel like this is always the case, your alarm goes off when you're finally asleep, and I was like, no. So I had to get up. My car was being picked up, so there was no excuse. I couldn't even lay in bed for a while. So yeah, that was this morning. I am feeling like a bit of a zombie, which I think is such a shame considering the previous couple of days of just feeling so relaxed. But I'm hoping I'll just get a very good night's sleep tonight and catch up. But today I have already done a little bit of a yoga and ab workout. And I'm just gonna make a matcha latte. I'm really excited about my matcha because very, very high quality matcha arrived last week that I ordered from Japan. And yeah, you can taste the quality difference. Definitely way more expensive though, but yeah, I'm going to make a matcha latte. I feel like some fruit this morning, so I think I'll make a smoothie of some kind, which I haven't actually been doing recently. I've been having more savoury breakfast, but yeah, for whatever reason today I'm like, no, I feel like a smoothie. And I'm meeting a friend this afternoon, Madeline Shaw, for lunch, which will be so nice. I caught up with her a couple of weeks ago at one of her launch events, and yeah, we're just going to have like a proper one-on-one catch-up this afternoon, which will be lovely. But other than that, I've got no plans today. So I've already just been like sat over here. Can't see if you, can you see the table? I can't see. But yeah, I've just been sat here since my yoga catching up on emails and stuff like that, as it's Monday morning. It's always a bit of an admin day. But yeah, nothing too exciting happening today, I'm afraid, but we'll see what happens. Cheers, matcha latte. I feel like lots of people ask me about matcha, like, do you actually like the taste? And it's an interesting one. I definitely started drinking matcha because of the benefits in terms of the caffeine release. I find with coffee, as much as I do love coffee, like I am not saying anything negative about it. I equally love my flat whites with oat milk, but caffeine gives you a massive spike of energy, and you can quite easily crash afterwards as well. So it's quite sudden. You can feel quite anxious, jittery, shaky, especially if you haven't eaten. And then you can crash, feel really tired, and then that's when you feel like you need to have another coffee to pick you back up. So it's kind of like dun 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 dun. Whereas matcha, the reason I love it mostly is because it gives you a very gradual increase of energy, and then equally gradually release afterwards. I learned something about matcha years ago, and it's always stuck with me. Matcha was used in Japan for warriors at war, and they drank it before to have loads of energy and kind of exert all of that energy on the battlefield, because obviously it's very, very active, you're fighting. But then equally, the Japanese monks would also drink it to sit and meditate because it enables you to focus. And essentially matcha, I suppose, is to provide mental clarity and mental focus, whether you're going to the gym, going for a run, or sitting and meditating or doing yoga. And for me, like, that sense of focus is so beneficial throughout the day. I don't have it every day. Like I say, I do still have coffee. But for the first time, and bearing in mind, I've loved matcha for a long time, I've always just gone to like normal supermarkets to buy matcha, but I was recommended a very high quality matcha direct from Japan. Hibiki-an, I'm obviously pronouncing that completely wrong. I'll link it in the description. It is pricey, and even as like a major matcha fan, I was like, this is quite a lot for this. It is worth splashing out a little bit on the high quality, authentic version, right? The reason that I mix it first in the whisk with cold water is because someone told me, again years ago, that if you immediately add hot water to the tea leaves, it's going to burn them and it won't be the best taste. And it ruins, I think, like the nutrient quality of it as well, I believe. Don't quote me on this. This is coming from memory, and it was years ago that I was told this, but that process of adding a little dash of cold water, whisking the matcha first, it's just always stuck with me, and then adding the boiling water, and you whisk in like an almost M or W motion, and just with the wrist. I'm like, please don't quote me on this. Like I said, if I've got any Japanese followers watching me now, I'm sure I've done it wrong. That's the way that I do it. I would love to learn how to do it properly. I'm sure there are courses, and yeah, that would be really cool actually. I'm going to look into matcha courses. Again, probably London isn't the best place to do it, but that would be fascinating. Oh yeah, sorry. I went off on a bit of a tangent. I was saying, people ask me, do you actually like the taste of matcha? Now, I started because of those benefits of the slow release of caffeine, but I think almost like coffee and dark chocolate and wine, you become accustomed to the taste. So at first it was definitely like, kind of tastes like pond water, I'm not sure if I'm liking this, but now I really, really love the taste of a matcha latte. coffee bowl and matcha latte. We don't have normal water glasses yet, so we're just using wine glasses. That will do. I've just added some granola onto the top and some almond butter. That's it. It is the wettest day today. Sorry if the camera's really shaky. I'm trying to walk as fast as possible and get out of this horrendous rain. I'm just walking over to Chelsea to meet Maddie. We're going to Granger & Co, which is such a lovely restaurant for an Aussie brunch. I am going to turn up looking like an absolute drowned rat. I'm soaked through. Heading in for a Hydra facial. This is going to be my first time having one of these facials, and I'm excited to have like a proper thorough cleanse of the skin. Okay, I have just got home, just got through the front door, and I've had a really lovely day. I completely forgot that I had the Hydra facial booked in for tonight. So yeah, I had the lovely lunch with Maddie, who is just the loveliest person, and we had really interesting chats. We spoke a lot about friendships and how as you get older, you end up cutting down your friendship groups. And it's something that has been really present on my mind recently. I think when you're younger, in your teenage years and your early 20s, it's all about having loads and loads of friends, and almost like the more friends you have, the better. But it's so interesting as you approach your 30s and into your 30s, you actually want the opposite. I think something that I've personally realised is that the fewer friends I actually have, the more I'm able to show up as a friend, and it not only fulfills me, but also I think my friends get a better friend out of it as well. So yeah, it's just something that's been really conscious on my mind, that who you surround yourself with, you essentially become. So it's so important to surround yourself with really interesting, inspiring people that you look up to. And you don't need to have loads and loads of friends that aren't necessarily serving you, and just kind of culling the toxic friends, you know, like you don't need them in your life just because someone has been in your life for so many years. It sounds really harsh, but like you do have a choice whether you want them in your life or not. And if it's not serving both of you, sometimes it's easier to just walk away. But friendship breakups, I think, are so hard and they're not spoken about enough. But yeah, it's just so interesting, like the chats that we had today about friendships, how important they are, and how you're able to show up much better if you have fewer of them, I suppose. And yeah, so it's so nice to catch up with her. And she's one, by the way, that I think I'm so inspired by, and who's just such a beautiful person inside and out. And then yeah, I had my facial tonight, which I think is such a lovely way to end a Monday. My skin is probably looking really red. It was basically a clarifying, super exfoliating facial. They've collaborated with Murad, so they use the clarifying booster on my skin. And I'd never had a hydrofacial before, but I really liked it. Like I said, because it's super extracting and exfoliating. They use some LED lights at the end as well to help soothe the skin, which I thought was really lovely. So yeah, they've said don't apply any makeup, you don't need to do any skincare tonight, just let all of this absorb, and then in the morning I can go back to my usual skincare routine. So luckily I don't have any plans tonight, I'm just staying in, so I'm just going to leave my skin as it is. And yeah, any like redness will calm down by the morning. And so, fun fact, guys, Monday is actually bin day in my area, and Jamie and I have a pact when we moved in. He was like, look, I'll do the bins, but in return you need to make brownies. So this is actually the first time that I've remembered. I haven't fulfilled my side of the agreement yet once. He has. I haven't. So even though I've just got home, I've realised I do need some ingredients. So I'm going to pop back out around the corner to pick up some ingredients, and I'm going to make brownies. And my stomach is literally rumbling as I'm saying this, so I'm gonna go and get them now. Death by brownie. These are lethal. They're absolutely delicious. They're like 90% pure chocolate. They're so rich, and we made like normal brownie slices far too much. They are so rich and sweet. So we've got an idea. We're going to slice them up into tiny mini brownie bite sizes and then freeze them. And then we can just like have, one bite, which I think will be more than enough because they're delicious, but oof, dangerous. You are currently balanced on a big glass jug. I was too lazy to go and find my tripod. Oh my God, my hair is so greasy. I need to wash it, but the hat will do for now. I have just had a couple of calls going through some work stuff, and I have the darkest rings around my eyes. I barely slept last night. I don't know what is going on. I feel like work is really good. Like generally things are great in my life. I'm exercising. I feel like I'm eating well. I'm kind of ticking all the boxes that you would think would lead to good sleep. But I'm just like really struggling. It's strange. It doesn't really make sense. I think one of the number one reasons for not sleeping is stress, but honestly, I don't feel that stressed at the moment, like especially compared to the last few months. There have definitely been periods of feeling stressed, but like right now is not that time. Like I feel really content and settled and grounded. It's just the sleep. I think what may be happening is the last few months I have been moving around so much. I haven't felt settled or grounded at all. And my body or something in me is so used to constantly bouncing from different places that even though mentally and logically I know that this is home, I'm here now for a while, maybe my body is still like, oh, don't get too comfortable. We're going to be off in the next few days. Like who knows where we're going to be. So it's almost like my body might be slightly on edge. So psychologically, I'm struggling to really settle into sleeping here. Maybe that's like the only theory I have right now for why I'm not sleeping. It could be something really obvious as well. Like often it's like, if you're having caffeine too late in the day, or even dark chocolate contains caffeine, and I bloody love my dark chocolate. Like I need to have dark chocolate every night. Am I looking at this blue light screen too close to bed? Or, all of these little things can play a part in a lack of sleep, but I just haven't figured it out yet. And it's really frustrating because, like I said, I just feel like I have these dark circles under my eyes and I just feel like a zombie. I'm really struggling to focus, and even on a work call just then, I feel like I'm fighting back a yawn and I'm not able to focus as much as I normally would. So to kind of wake me up a little bit, I am going to this is not a good solution, but I'm going to my local coffee shop to get a coffee. And then I'm going to have a walk around Hyde Park. It's actually really sunny and I haven't been outside yet. I had the best intentions of waking up early and going to the gym or going for a run, but I chose to stay in bed and doze a little bit instead, which I think is the right thing to do. Sometimes we need to listen to our bodies. So yeah, haven't been outside yet. So my solution today is coffee and just getting outside and getting some fresh air. I was speaking about the difference between matcha and coffee earlier on in the video, and now is the perfect example of when you need the coffee for that instant hit. I know I'm going to crash this afternoon, but I need to focus. It's like liquid life. To just take a moment and get outside. Jamie and I actually came to the park last night quite late. We'd both had quite long days and we just thought, let's get outside and go for a walk. It was already dark and we came to Hyde Park because the park actually stays open quite late because people use it in London to commute through, to get from one side of London to the other. And it was so silent and so peaceful, especially when you get into the middle of the park and you can't really hear the roads. And we were just saying how eerie it felt and how sometimes during the day you're so busy on your way somewhere, getting from A to B, that you don't really listen and observe. And there's something about the darkness that forces you to be more alert and a bit on edge. It feels a bit scary, a bit eerie, a bit creepy. But really fascinating to listen to the trees, and they felt quite imposing, like creating big archways over us, and you only really see it as you get closer because there were no lights, it was pitch black. But it was just so interesting comparing the same place but in day and night, and in the daytime it feels so peaceful and exactly where we were last night. But I'm consciously making an effort to be more alert, and I haven't been on my phone, had my coffee, and I'm just looking up and observing the trees and the sounds that they're making, and it kind of feels like nature is always trying to give us a message. It's always there, it's just whether we as people are accepting enough of those messages. If we're observant and if we're willing to accept them and hear them. There's so much to learn around us. Yeah, it feels good. Maybe this is the coffee talking, who knows? But it really is a beautiful day, and I'm glad I got outside to just feel the sunshine on my skin and hear the air, the breeze through the leaves. I think one day my ambition is to be a dog walker. Thursday afternoon. I got up this morning and went straight to the gym in White City. I went to the Soho House gym. It's so beautiful there, and they have a really lovely spa as well. So I tend to do an hour workout followed by 20 minutes in the infrared sauna, which I love. Such a good way to start the day and just sweat everything out. And the workout I did this morning was all lower body. So I did deadlifts, squats, kettlebell swings, and I actually finished with a 20-minute Peloton spin. I was like literally dripping. I was in a puddle of sweat, and then went into the sauna. I can't film anything there though. That's the only thing. They are very strict on photos and videos. So yeah, I didn't even take my camera. I just came back, made a quick breakfast, and I am heading out to Reformation. They have just opened in Battersea at the power station. So they've invited me in, I think, to pick out a nice item. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing the new store there, because I love the Reformation in Notting Hill. And I'm really curious to see the Battersea power station. For those of you that don't know, that aren't in London, Battersea is an area of London just south of the River Thames. It's on the Thames, and there's a beautiful park there called Battersea Park, and there used to be this huge imposing power station with these 4 massive towers on each corner, and they have the past God knows how many years been converting them into apartments, and now also a big shopping centre with loads of restaurants and stores. And it recently opened, I don't know how long ago, like I would say in the past month, I think. So I haven't been yet, and I'm so excited. When I got the email through from Reformation, I was like, yes, Reformation, I love Reformation. And then when I read that it was in the Battersea power station, I was like, double whammy, love Reformation. I'm so curious to see the power station. So I think I'm going to walk there. It's going to be a good like 50-minute walk, but I've just noticed the past week I just haven't been outside enough. I know yesterday I had the most beautiful walk, but that's almost what's made me feel like I need to get out more, because that was so lovely to just separate the day, get outside, have some fresh air, feel the sunlight on your skin. And in these winter months, any sunlight that we get, I think it's so important to just try to absorb something. So yeah, I'm going to really make an effort to walk more. And I'm in a much more central location now than I was. So yeah, I need to make the most of it. So I'm going to walk there. I then have an appointment on the King's Road at a store called Chinty and Parker, and they make beautiful cashmere jumpers. I've actually worn one, no, it wasn't this week. It was the week before, and I wasn't filming, but I have a striped V-neck jumper that I love. It's always good with these like invites to go and pop into a store to try and get it done in one day. So I'm not kind of like breaking up my day every day, kind of hopping off doing this kind of thing. So it's nice to get it into one day. And then I need to come back here. I have some filming to do that I'm hoping Jamie can help me with. I kind of put in the feeler this morning, and I was like, what are you up to from like 4:30 onwards? So yeah, I'm hoping he can help me with some filming. And then we have a nice dinner reservation at a new restaurant in Notting Hill called Curo Eatery. I actually don't know much about it. I don't know what kind of food it is. It just sounds really nice. So we're gonna head to Notting Hill tonight, which actually feels like a real treat, because we've been making a real effort to stay at home and cook every night. And that's my way of creating a home, I think. It's by, yeah, really staying at home, making amazing food together, and just enjoying it in the comfort of your little nest, I suppose. So yeah, when we do go out for dinner, it feels like a real treat now. So I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling a little off today. The last week for me has been PMS, but actually, like, I feel like I've dealt with it really well compared to other months. Like normally the 5 to 7 days before my period feel so like emotionally heavy for me. So I'm always quite prepared for it to hit me, but it actually hasn't. It's been really, really lovely, and the only difference I can think of is that I'm in a home that I feel really, really happy in and grounded and settled, so maybe that's had a big impact on it. But having said that, today is just about my first day of my period. I'm like waiting, like I know it's today, and I'm just feeling like heavy, I suppose, just quiet, not as energetic, fatigued, and just a bit like dizzy as well, like physically dizzy, but also my brain just feels a bit like scatty. So yeah, the joys of our menstrual cycles. And so that is Battersea Power Station. It's so windy. And there we go, that's a better shot than earlier. This is what I was talking about, the Battersea Power Station. Ah, look at this, there's ice skating directly opposite the entrance. Are these going to open? Oh no, they don't open! Okay, right, mission is to find Reformation. Okay, so this is inside one of the sections. It's not what I was expecting, but then when I say that, I don't really know what I was expecting. And this is going to sound really silly, but it's more industrial than I was expecting, but then obviously they would go for that style because it used to be a factory. I just realised how silly that sounds, saying that it's more industrial than I was expecting. I mean, what was I expecting, like a new Harrods or something? And I've just spotted L'Occitane is here. And that's the video that I need to create later, actually, tonight. A nice Space NK. Oh, that's a really nice one. Might have to go in there afterwards. And I've just spotted Reformation. This side is actually so much prettier than where I was before. This is Hall A, and I think this is more what I was expecting. Just the other side just looked a bit plain, and yeah, I don't know what other word to use other than industrial, but yeah, really good shops as well. I feel like I need to come back here and just do all my Christmas shopping. Okay, let's go and check this store out. So already I have spotted this beautiful green silk dress. I already have so many green dresses, but I don't know, I'm always drawn to it. Okay, like this is definitely the Christmas section. I love this dress, of course, green silk. They don't have my size though, unfortunately. I may have gone a little overboard with the amount of stuff that I've chosen, but first of all, this mini black roll neck dress, and it actually has like a little slit here, so I feel like this is going to look super cute with some boots, like some cowboy boots. And then this dress, I couldn't resist. I'm going to try it on. Okay, this is the first one. It is so small. It's tight, like it fits, and I know it's meant to be skin tight, but this is like so yeah, I think I need to get a small instead of an extra small, but I like this. I would love to see this with some boots. Okay, no, neither of these are working on my body. Like, I loved the look of this top on the hanger, but on my body shape, it's not doing me any favours. I don't have like a small waist and then hips. I'm kind of more like a rectangle. So yeah, this just isn't doing me any favours. And actually, the skirt isn't quite right either. So yeah, big no. I like this. This is really nice. This is actually the dress that I have already, just in different colour. So I don't know, like, I know I like it, but is it boring going for the same dress? I just had these boots delivered to my changing room and I love them. They are super comfortable. I really do like this jumper as well, but I feel like it completely swamps me, like it is just way too big. So I'm thinking the original like black roll neck dress with the little slit on the leg with these boots. What do we think, guys? Am I making the right decision? I love this stretch of Battersea Park. Yeah, I decided to walk through Battersea Park to get back onto the King's Road. It's about a 30-minute walk, I think. I always say 30 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 15 or an hour. I love your YouTube. I feel like when I'm vlogging, I'm just so obviously a YouTuber and it draws more attention, and then people are always like, I love your videos. It's really nice. I love it when that happens. This is Shinty and Parker on the King's Road. I think I found the most chic Christmas jumper here. J'adore Christmas. Their Christmas jumpers are just absolutely stunning. Look at this one. I think this one is so fun. Unfortunately, it's just in a medium, but look at this. Love it. So I am filming a little reel for Instagram for Loxtown. I have a couple of their Christmas gifts here, and I'm kind of just making it up as I go along. Yeah, if it goes well, you'll see it on my Instagram. If not, I've probably been fired from the job. I think I blinked weird. No, oh God. Why am I catching weird?
No, I don't know, there's 3 back to back.
Okay, one more. Yeah, lovely. Got it.
Got it.
First time.
You got it.
Okay, this is the outfit that I chose today, earlier at Reformation. The boots, you haven't seen these on yet. They are super, super comfortable. I love them. Oh, that's way too bright. I feel like I'm all dressed up for a date night. I haven't done this in a while.
You ready?
Yeah. Whoa. I like good potatoes. Special treat on a Friday afternoon, lunch at La Famiglia, which is my favourite Italian in London.
So you tell me when, yeah?
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Good morning. It is a Saturday late morning. It's 11:30 and we have had a very lazy morning, but you know, that's just what Saturdays are for. And of course, it's pancake time. I don't know why I say of course, because I actually haven't made pancakes in a long time. I've just noticed this one is burning. Let's move this over here. Hey guys, these are looking amazing. These are super simple. Oats, oat milk, why can't I think? Bananas. I have like one eye on the pan while I'm talking. So yeah, oats, oat milk, bananas. I did put 2 eggs in there. I've started eating eggs. Bit of coconut sugar and a pinch of cinnamon, and I think that's it. Super, super simple. I've just got coconut oil in the pan and it's gonna go up in flames if I leave it too long. Okay, I'm gonna concentrate on the pancakes. And here we go, good old stack of pancakes. I love this plate as well. My friend Georgia brought this over the other day as a little housewarming gift. Got all of the toppings here. Yum! Ready? Yeah! Yeah! I just did the most annoying thing. It was bound to happen. I just locked myself out of the house. It was so annoying, like literally, as I closed the door, the thought crossed my head, do I have my keys? And it was like, as the lock like clicked and I was like, oh no! And I looked at my bag and I didn't have my keys. It's annoying. I know exactly where they are in the house. So it is Sunday and we have guests over this afternoon. So we've just been preparing a nice lunch. We have an avocado and tomato salad, just a simple green leaf salad, and Jamie has been completely on top of this. Sorry, this is really noisy, we've got a gas hob. But this is a ratatouille, and then some amazing roast potatoes. Yum! It's our first proper time having guests over and hosting like this, so yeah, we're looking forward to it. I feel like I have Sunday evening blues. I am just feeling absolutely exhausted, really, really tired. I just can't be bothered to do anything. You know that feeling when you're just like, So the answer is chocolate and a movie and a pot of tea, which is already waiting for me downstairs. I actually also just stewed loads of apples and the whole house is smelling amazing. We had loads of like mini little apples that were just about to go off. We hadn't been eating them all week, so I decided to just chop them all up, add loads of cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and stew them away, and then that will be really nice with porridge and yogurt and everything for the next few days. So yeah, I can literally just smell it. It smells like Christmas right now. Yeah, I think I'm just like feeling a lot today. I had quite an unpleasant experience last night with a friend, which wasn't nice at all. So I think I'm just feeling a lot today. So I'm just listening to my body. I'm taking it easy. I might read my book in bed after this movie and just, yeah, try and have a chilled Sunday night, ready for the next week. Anyway, I am going to go because I have a hot pot of tea waiting for me downstairs. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these weekly vlogs, and I'll see you soon. Bye.